according to the code, the United Independent System, that's why it's called the United Independent, each individual listens to what the lady says and makes his or her decision based on what they want to do. All right? What they think that will be the constructive result of doing it. And answer to those 4 questions about wants. It all has to do with wants. This is something that she wants, and she wants other people to do it. See, not only what she wants to do, she's saying what I want you to do, what I want somebody else to do. All right? I want them to engage in boycotting something. Okay? So every person, United Independent System, should make his or her decision based on that person, not on what somebody else is doing or what somebody else's evaluation is. Look at it, examine it, and see what he or she thinks as an individual should do and why, and then do it or not do it, because it's a serious part of counter-racist science is no victim, no prisoner of war should try to belittle or any other prisoner of war about what his or her choices might be, or try to dictate, because you're not in position to dictate, or disparage, start name-calling and all that. I'm trying to get people to read the code book,
yes,
and to follow this. But one of the first people that looked at my book said, "Fuller, I looked at your book, and I turned the pages through it, and you make some good points and all like that. But you know what? I mean, it ain't nothing in that book that'll help me do nothing. I mean, I don't see no value in what you wrote. I don't see, He said, man, I looked at it, and, I don't see nothing there. I don't see nothing that I can use. And I said, and I told the person, this is one of the first people to look at my book, according to this person. It was a male black person, a black male person. And that's what he said. Now, my reaction was, that's exactly the way that the book is supposed to work. You only pick and choose whatever's in this book that will apply to you and something that you want to do or something you think ought to be done, and then you do it without checking with anybody else, without looking over your shoulder or anything like that, without getting anybody else's approval or disapproval. You just do it. Why? Because it works for you. Do it. Do it. Or don't do it, including read this book. Read any more of it. And I said, did you read the whole book? He said, I read a lot of it. And he said, I don't know whether I read most of it or not. He said, because I wouldn't get nothing out of none of it. And I said, well, that's exactly the way this book is supposed to work. I said, if that's the conclusion you have come to, that's the conclusion you should come to when anybody shows you any book. You make the determination of whether or not there's anything in any book that will help you do the things that you think need doing. That's the United Independent way. And you'll never hear me speak against you about, your choice that you made, because the code prohibits me from doing that. And getting back to the crux of what this question was about, the lady can ask people to do anything, just like I ask people to do things. If the people do not want to do it, then the people don't want to do it. That's all. And leave them alone. Okay? Why? Because the logic says we are all equal prisoners. I'm nobody's leader. I'm not qualified. You can't lead someone in a prison, and you're in the prison yourself. I mean, you can make suggestions about what you think about the prison and what ought to be done. But if nobody wants to listen to your suggestion, who's a fellow prisoner, I mean, you're right back at square one. Okay? So you just do what you can do, like Andy Dufresne in the movie Shawshank Redemption. He just did what he could do. And what he did worked for him. All right? And it worked for someone who took note of what he was doing and they got a little benefit from it. That was the the person that he talked to all the time.
Yeah, Red.
Played by Morgan Freeman, Red. Red listened to Andy Dufresne and say, yeah, Andy, you got some pretty good ideas. I think if I follow some of your ideas, I might make my situation a little better than they are right now. Okay? So this is what you do. United Independent. But one person, one black person on this planet cannot talk down to any other black person, period. I mean, the smartest black person on the planet has no business talking down to another black person. Why? For a very logical reason. All prisoners of racism are equal. And if you don't believe it, ask the warden, the white supremacists, because they're the great levelers. They decide the fate of all the black people on this planet. I don't care, and this is why the code book says there's no such thing as a black leader. All of the leaders of black people on this planet in 2018 are white. Every last one of them. Now, that statement is either true or false. Because a leader can do what? Protect his or her followers from aggression. That's what qualifies you to be a leader. You don't have to protect yourself. All you got to do is just call your leader and say, hey, they're getting ready to try to do this to me and do that to me on my job and all like that. I want you to take care of it. Then you go to sleep. Okay? But now, what do we have? We have, in the form of black people who we call leaders, we have spokespersons. Now, what does a spokesperson do? A spokesperson speaks. Neely Fuller is a spokesperson. Anybody that calls in on this program is a spokesperson. You're just speaking. All right? But we're all subject to who? To whom? Racist man and racist woman, the white supremacists collectively, under the system of white supremacy. That's a prison system.
Okay.
So we are all equal prisoners of war. We should not forget that for 2 seconds.